Welcome back to the warm up, everybody. I'm your host, Ja. Joining us today is Dallin. Dallin, how you
What?
doing?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good, Dallin. Thank you for coming. Today we're just going to talk about Ja Morant trades, Kuminga and the Warriors right now and their resurgence, Lakers and how their record probably isn't where it should be right now, and Ant
Probably.
Man and the Wolves. Yeah, yeah. But before we get into it, please like, comment, subscribe to the video, turn on that notification bell so you never miss episode of the warm up. And then let's get into it. Let's start with Ja. We got breaking news last week that Ja Morant for the first time and the Grizzlies are entertaining offers for the young point guard. Initially for Memphis, it came out there isn't a lot of trade buzz for Ja. He's viewed as a negative asset right now, which sucks because 2-3 years ago he was viewed as possibly the next face of the league. And so now we're here, Dallin. So how did we get here?
Well, one, his level of play has like decreased significantly.
Yeah.
People talk about just his like bounce in getting to the rim. Like that used to be
Mhm.
his greatest strength was getting to the rack on anybody, and he would go up for dunks on any 7 footer. It didn't matter who was in front of him. And that's kind of gone away a little bit. And maybe that's because of his kind of scuffles with the coaching staffs. He was very clear that he was not liking the LaRoche offense last year. He's been pretty vocal about with the current coach Isalo, and I don't know. I mean, just with the actual stats on the court and that he's kind of a cancer off the court because he's missed so many games. He's been kind of a negative locker room presence
Yeah.
for so long that teams aren't as willing to bet on his athleticism and his game and like take the hit of the off court stuff.
Yeah. No, I totally agree. I think what Memphis saw, what Atlanta did with Trey Young, they're like, okay,
Mhm.
he's viewed as a negative asset. We just want expiring contracts, and we'll just take the L and move forward. I think they could get a little bit more for Job. I don't think they could get too much more. But like you said, like his athleticism has taken a hit over all the injuries from just attacking the rim
Mhm.
at a young age. His 3 point percentage is god awful right now. He's
Yeah.
shooting, I think, like 17% from three last time I looked. But he returned from injury on Sunday in London, and he basically had an audition game. Came out, controlled the whole game from start to finish, and killed it. So now we're here, day later, and it's like, what's Memphis gonna do? What's the trade gonna look like? What are the teams rumored to be interested in, like Milwaukee and Toronto? And then it's been rumored he would like to go to Miami. So, Dallin,
Mhm.
tell me what's your thoughts on the whole, like his next stop?
Milwaukee makes sense because like they're kind of just desperate to like one last swing with Giannis. Like
Right.
so it makes sense. But from an actual constructing the trade, like you're looking at Kyle Kuzma and limited draft capital.
Yeah.
Like it's kind of if I'm the Grizzlies, I don't like the package that Milwaukee can give as much as other teams. Um,
Yeah.
I mean, he definitely wants to go to Miami. He's made that clear. He's not the first one to say that.
Right.
um, what's your opinions on like a Tyler Hero swap, straight up, like Joffrey Tyler Hero, or do you think Miami would have to throw in a pick swap or something?
Yeah.
Because
I
I've seen
mean,
the Tyler Hero Jaw like pretty close to each other.
yeah.
I don't know.
I like the fit because Norman Powell does a lot of what Desmond Bain did, which makes a lot of sense. You have a 3-and-D wing with Andrew Wiggins. You have Bam Adebayo, who's become more of a stretch four, but also can play the five and a switchy, versatile center. And you have
Mhm.
Khalil Ware as well. So I do like the fit with Miami. I don't know if I like that contract coming back um, to Memphis because I mean, Tyler Hero is set to become a free agent next summer, right? if they don't extend him. So it's like you risk
Looking it up right
losing him
now.
for nothing. And then I'm with you though. The Milwaukee fit is super interesting to me. That's a team that has just a bunch of shooting already. You have Giannis as the focal point. My only thought process is it's been rumored that they have to give up Ryan Rollins, and I'm at the point I don't know. I think I'd rather just keep Ryan Rollins than take $40 million
It's
in
tough.
Ja Morant salary. So
Yeah, that's definitely true. Tyler Hero does have one more year on his
okay,
contract at 33 million, which is like that's a lot, but it could be worse
flipped again. Yeah.
for sure. And I think the Tyler Hero, Jaren Jackson two-man game is an interesting deal. But I mean, you could bring up like if you're selling on John Morant now, and with
Hmm.
where the Grizzlies are in the standings, are they
Yeah.
blowing it up? Like, do you trade Jaren Jackson as well, and then you build around Jalen Wells, Gigi Jackson, Zach Edey, Cedric Coward? Like they have a decent core of young pieces that
Hmm.
they could build around moving forward. So it may be worth it to try and find expiring contracts just to have vets and lose games and get a better draft pick.
Right. I mean, the Grizzlies signaled to us this summer that they were willing to kind of take a back seat this year when they traded Desmond Bain, right? So now they're in this situation where I think if you do get off Ja, I think it's in their best interest maybe to get see what Jaren Jackson looks like. He just signed a 4 year, like $200 million extension this past summer. That kicks in next year. Maybe see what you could get
Mhm.
for him. I kind of like the idea of selling high on Zach Edey because when he's played this season, he's been amazing. But he's also a 7 footer, and he's had a lot of injury problems already. And we're
Bad
only in year
injury
two,
problems.
so maybe there's a team like a Charlotte, a team like that. They will like, oh, we need a center. We don't mind picking up Edey
Mhm.
and go from there. I like Jaren Jackson though. I don't love him. I don't even think he could be the second best player on a championship team. I think he's like one of
Yeah.
those like 3A type players where like he could swing you for sure a series or so, but like he's doesn't rebound good for a center, and then he's in foul trouble all the time. So yeah,
So
what
with
about
his
you?
contract, if he's a
Yeah,
third option, like with the way that the rules are right now, and he's making about 50 million in the next couple of years, is that even viable? Like if I'm trying to build a championship team, can I spend 50 million on a third option? I
I don't
I
think
don't think
so.
so.
No, not in
Like that's kind
today's
of where
NBA.
Philly is with Joel Embiid.
Yeah,
It's like, is he producing at a $60 million level?
right.
No. And it kind of just limits you in the way you can stretch the rest of your roster. And you need depth right now. You need depth and you
Yeah,
need versatility the way that the
yeah.
league is going.
No, 100%. Yeah. I don't think it, and like it's been rumored like, oh, maybe Detroit could get involved. I think they would have to give up too much. They could get there though, like pretty easily, like Tobias Harris, Jaden Ivey, and a third contract, which is interesting because Tobias is on the way out. He is that stretch center. He does everything good that Jalen Duren doesn't do good, and then like vice versa. So like they complement each other really well.
Would you play them
But
together?
yeah, I'd play them. I'd start them at the 4 next to there. But I kind of, if I'm Detroit, I'd rather go get Michael Porter Jr. than Jaren Jackson
Yeah.
Jr. for way cheaper. You know what I mean? So it's
I
one of
think
those
there's a lot of
things.
teams that could plug and play a Michael Porter Jr.
Yeah,
like immediately.
yeah. He's been awesome this year. It's not
Yeah.
even funny.
No
But
kidding.
but just to wrap up the whole Jaw thing, do you think? I mean, I felt like he was for sure gonna get traded last week. Now I'm kind of hesitant on if he's going to get traded. Is he on the Grizzlies past February 5th?
Yes. I
Okay.
think he will be. He still has like 2 more years after this year on that
Hmm.
contract.
Yeah.
So if I'm the Grizzlies and I don't get a deal that I want, like
Yeah.
if I'm only getting offered Tyler Hero straight up, it
Yeah.
might be worth it with where I'm at in the standings right now to try and
Right.
figure it out.
Okay.
At least for a little while longer. And if next season we're at this point again, it's probably time to move on.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think he's probably Still on the Grizzlies past February 5th. I did think there was a high chance though last week before the Anthony Davis jersey or injury came out. I thought
Yeah,
he was one of the dominoes that, hey, if 80 goes, I could see Ja going too. But now it seems like teams are also just waiting for Giannis and seeing what happens with him
that's a big
because
thing.
yeah.
That's definitely one of the cases with Miami,
Mm-hmm.
is Miami doesn't wanna spend any of their assets to acquire, like, Ja Morant, who is viewed as a negative asset, when they know that Giannis could potentially be one of the biggest, like, available names in
Yeah.
history in, like, the trade market.
Yeah.
So, they're saving all their ammunition to go get
Yeah.
Giannis in case it happens.
Yeah, I mean, as they should too. And it's like if you're Milwaukee, like we mentioned, Milwaukee is a potential landing spot. I mean, this would be like their final all-in move. And it's like if this doesn't work, then you're gonna have Giannis out the door anyways, and you have this negative asset in John Morant. So
You have to try to flip
yeah,
him.
yeah,
It's
a lot of
tough.
things to consider. I think when you're talking Grizzlies, John Morant trades, but yeah, yeah, we'll be here. We'll break it all down, whatever happens. Yeah. So next thing I wanted to talk about was this insane story that came out the day Jonathan Kuminga was trade eligible, where he demands a trade away from the Warriors. This is a situation um that should have been done 2 summers ago. Like it's so ridiculous at this point that he's still a Warrior. And you have Steph Curry, who just got named All-Star starter this year, Jimmy Butler, who they traded for last year. Draymond's taken a little decline, but I mean they're the Warriors, they're still trying to win.
Yeah.
You got to do it for Steph. And you have this unhappy. It's so weird because all the players are saying, "I would do the same thing if I was Kaminga. I Kaminga's our friend for life." And it's like they're all against Steve Kerr for not playing him, but they're not without saying
Mhm.
it. So, what's your whole thoughts on this whole crazy Jonathan Kaminga demand trade request?
It's so weird. In a way, I'm kind of over it. It's
Yeah.
like, at this point, he's not playing. He's had, like, great flashes, like, even at the end of last season, like, when he
Hmm.
got consistent minutes in, what was it, March, the beginning of April, where he was putting up good numbers on decent
Yeah.
efficiency, and for whatever reason, whether it's clashing with Steve Kerr or play style differences, or if it's just the contract, like if it's just a contract holdout. I mean,
Right.
we don't know what's going on behind the scenes, but like the longer that this happens, the worse his trade value is. Like if I'm an opposing GM looking to trade for Kaminga, the longer he's just sitting on the bench makes me think, well, the Warriors aren't that awesome. Why are they not like giving him a chance?
Right.
Like if I'm so it's interesting. There are some interesting like trade deals for him. I think the Suns were interested at one point. There's still something there where they could get him. But I don't think, would the Warriors want a package of like Royce O'Neal and Ryan Dunn back? Is that something that helps
Oh,
them
I
this
mean,
year?
there's no way they're getting Ryan Dunn.
You
Ryan
think?
Dunn's good for that. Yeah, I think the Suns view Ryan Dunn like Dylan Brooks is like, oh yeah, these are like focal point for the future.
He's
I
a great
think.
player. That's someone who I would like look to target if I was trying to move
Right.
off Kaminga for a younger player.
Yeah.
I would love to see Kuminga play for, I mean, Sacramento, who's been in the running for him the whole time. They keep trying.
Hmm.
Even the Blazers,
Hmm.
team full of younger guys that,
That's
and
interesting.
like pair him with Denny Avdia and Shaden Sharp, it could actually help him a lot.
Yeah.
But I mean, what are the Blazers sending back? Like, it would be
Like
Jeremy
Thibault,
Grant and
Grant. Yeah.
picks.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if there is a package that would help the Warriors win right now.
Hmm.
So it's tough. Plus, what are the Warriors doing? Like it's kind of confusing because all of their contracts end after next season. Moses Moody is the only player who is currently under contract further than next season.
Right.
So it's you're kind of questioning, okay, so is it we're going all in on next year and
Hmm.
then that's it? Or do they try to extend Steph, Jimmy, Draymond, the whole core?
Right.
Pajemski, like everybody is going to be eligible. So it's tough. I'm not
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. I mean, just to like what you were saying, like teams that were interested. So, like, it was reported that the Kings were super interested, one of the only interested teams over the summer, and they were willing to give up a unprotected pick at that point.
Mhm.
Now that pick is off the table, and in return, they're going to get Malik Monk, which, I mean, I don't think he helps a lot because that the Warriors do have a lot of guards, but I think bench scoring is always needed in this league, especially with a guy like Malik who could go create his own shot, and Curry doesn't need to score 30 to 40 every night just to stay competitive. Because as much
It's
as I
true.
love Jimmy Butler, he's not that scoring threat that that they need. Like Kuminga's still third in the team, third on the Warriors in scoring, and he hasn't played since I don't know Thanksgiving. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I think this, I think this whole situation has ran its course, and like you said, like I think if you risk holding him out past the deadline, he has a team option over the summer, and they're for sure declining it. But I
Mhm.
think they try to use before they decline it, they try to use that in a bigger deal. Like, what if a Giannis does become available? Then you
Yeah.
have a $22 million salary, match it with a Jimmy Butler, Moses
Mhm.
Moody. Like, I think
Draymond.
if yeah, exactly, or Draymond, yeah, I think if they lose this uh, like his salary cap hold, like that's a lot of money that I don't know. I don't know if it's worth it. It's been reported that Kaminga like the Warriors might want expirings too. And it's like,
Mhm.
what is that? So you're gonna tell a team that's trying to win a championship and championship experience with Curry, Draymond, and Jimmy, hey, we just traded the super talented guy that hasn't been playing, who's basically our 14th man on the bench, and we just traded him for salary that's gonna go away over the summer. I don't know how that's gonna hold with them.
And the way that free agency is right now, like there aren't very many
Right.
high octane players that are entering free agency. Everyone's
Yeah.
signing extensions. So the cap space isn't as valuable as it used to
And
be.
they don't even have
Straight
cap
up.
space. Like they have Jimmy, Curry, and Draymond tied up next year. Like,
Not till 2027 at least.
yeah, right. So if this was like like next year, Kaminga,
Then they could wipe it.
then they could wipe in and be good. Like they could go get and rebuild totally. But I don't know. I mean, okay, Dallin. So it's been reported that teams like Chicago, the Lakers, the Heat, and I don't know that last team. Oh, and the Mavericks have interest in Kaminga. Do you like any of those for him? Like, I don't know.
I think the Mavericks could actually be really good
Yeah.
if they end up moving off of Anthony Davis and
Mm,
their championship window like moves more into
so
the future with
yeah.
Flag and Max Christie, that kind of
Hmm.
core. If he could build around with those guys, that could be pretty positive, I would say. Plus, they would be in a position if they moved off of Anthony Davis for and they got expiring salary, they would be
Hmm.
in a position where they could offer him a contract,
Right.
and it would probably be a good place for him to like grow back into what we've seen him do before.
Yeah.
He almost just needs a reset,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
But maybe the Warriors know something we don't know. Maybe
Yeah.
he's gotten worse. We don't know. He's not playing.
Yeah. I know. It's so crazy too, because like the last time we saw him get quote unquote consistent minutes was last year in the playoffs when Curry gets hurt. He goes in and
Mhm.
he averages 25 against the Wolves. Like that's like not nothing in a playoff series. Like I know they still had no Curry, but to do that on Jaden McDaniels, to do that on Nikhil Alexander Walker, who was there last year, Julius Randle,
Yeah.
like he was balling last year. Yeah, but to your point, I do like the Mavs, especially if they could still keep their pick this year, get a
Mhm.
lottery pick, and then there you go. You got the lottery pick, Cooper.
Mhm.
Kuminga. That I mean, I will say the front court in Dallas is pretty crowded already. They already have PJ Washington, but I mean, they could. I feel like a lot of teams would love PJ Washington,
Yeah,
um, for sure. I think that's a tradable contract. And then in return, like the Warriors could get a guy like Daniel Gafford. They haven't had this rim running center all this
that's
whole
definitely a
time,
need.
and they would love that. I mean, Draymond's tired of playing the five. He can't no more, and it's just not
Yeah.
working.
Yep, I agree.
What are your thoughts on potentially like another team like Chicago or like the Lakers? That's I'm hesitant on the Lakers because I know a lot of people just bring their name up for like bluff. So I don't know how the real interest is. I think it's real interest though. It's been reported by like multiple sources that they have real interest, but I don't know.
I mean, that would definitely be like youth and athleticism,
Right.
which is something that they need. Like when
They
you look
need.
at their roster, they need bigger defensive, like positional size is something that we talk about with the teams that are really good right now. That
Yeah.
would be something that they could get from that. Um, is Kaminga an awesome defender? Not
Right.
necessarily. I mean,
Mm-mm.
I don't think he's considered like a negative defensive piece, but
Yeah.
um, I think there are other players that the Lakers could get that would
Hmm.
be more impactful at that position specifically.
Yeah.
So it's like, do you use your limited assets to take a swing on the young guy
Hmm.
who is obviously uber talented but hasn't been really playing? Or do you spend a little more to get a more proven guy right now?
Yeah. No, I 100% agree with you. Like for me, it's like they have a chance to get this super talented guy for cheap.
Mhm.
And I don't think that like if the Lakers potentially were to do it, I don't think it's a move for this season. I think it's a move for
Yeah.
next year when LeBron's gone. Like this is your starting three or four and going into the future, super athletic. Um, that thrives around Luca, right? He would instantly become the most athletic guy on the roster on
Mhm.
almost every other team, right? So on a team that needs it, I think it would help. But this season for sure would be super clunky. He might help with
Mhm.
their bench scoring. They're 29th in bench scoring this year, but I don't
Oof.
know. It's hard for me to see like what the actual package is because, like you said, like he's
Mhm.
not playing on the A-seeded Warriors, who we're going to talk
Mhm.
about in a minute. They're trending up, but like if he's not playing on that team, what's his real value? I'm not going to give up picks and real stuff for a guy that is just a what if at this point. But to your point, I do think he just needs a runway. He just needs the ball. Like if he could go on a team like the Nets, where he could just take a
Mhm.
bunch of shots and figure out who he is as an NBA player, I think that would help a lot.
I agree.
Yeah,
I just wanna see him play.
yeah,
I need him to play.
yeah.
I need him to play for my fantasy team. His value is tanking. It's
It
crazy.
is. It really is. Yeah, but back to the Warriors. So the Warriors have been a bit of a resurgence. They're one of the hottest teams in the league right now. Um, let me get the standings. They've won 7 out of their last 10 games. Jimmy Butler is starting to heat up, and yeah, and Curry's been amazing all year. What's your what's your thought on the Red Hot Warriors right now?
Um, I mean, they're fun to watch as ever. I love watching Steph Curry, and I always will. It's kind of like my childhood at this point. Like, I love watching the fading dynasty Warriors. Like, they were amazing. The problem is when I look at the standings and like where they're at right now, yes, they're playing awesome. I don't know who they're gonna pass. Like, in order for them to go up, somebody has to frizzle out a little bit. And the Suns are right above them, who have been playing awesome, and
Yeah.
their defense has been fantastic. And then it's Lakers, Rockets, Timberwolves, and I honestly don't see them
Mhm.
passing any of those teams to get into the top six. So no matter what, they're in the play-in, and that's just tough because let's say you get out of the play-in. Steph has 45 points in 2 straight games. Then you're playing
Right.
San Antonio, OKC, or Denver. And
Right.
this team, as currently is constructed, at the age they are, with their lack of depth, like I don't see them winning any of those series. So you ask yourself, like, is this year like, are we toast this year? Like, now when you have Steph
Yeah.
Curry, like you always have a chance. He's incredible,
Yeah.
but I don't think they're passing. Like the Suns and the Lakers are the ones where they could maybe catch up there, but it's going to be really hard for them to get into the sixth seed like consistently and be safe in there.
Yeah. I mean, I honestly think the Lakers are gonna slip a little bit more, which gives some vulnerability. Like it was like if it was 7-8 playing game, Warriors and
Mhm.
Lakers, I would lean the Warriors right now, especially because they Lakers have nobody to guard Curry or
Yeah,
Jimmy Butler for that matter, really. I mean, LeBron, I guess technically could, but in a one game setting, but who knows how that could go. And then at the end of
yeah.
the day, it's still a one game setting. Like anything could happen. So yeah, I do like to your point, it is like what's the point if they are in that 7-8 game? Because like they will have to play San Antonio and OKC. And they have beaten San Antonio twice this year, but I think San Antonio since that point has really found themselves and have this confidence about them where I mean, we just talked about them getting Daniel Gafford in a deal. Could you
Mhm.
imagine if they don't? Draymond has to guard Wembenyama for a 7-game series.
Yeah,
Like he's giving up a whole foot on him. Like that's
yeah.
ridiculous. You know what I mean? And even
I
then,
mean
like,
that works for Caruso, but Draymond,
yeah,
it's a different deal.
no, 100%. And like you have Al Horford, like that's sciatica all over the place. It's like, damn, like what are we gonna do there?
Horford hasn't been the signing that they thought he would be. He hasn't been able to play quite as much as they were hope.
One of the things I'm gonna keep an eye on, I think when the Celtics sell on a player, you should not want that player. Just like when Miami Heat tries to sell players, you should not want a Miami Heat player. But that's another story for another day. But yeah,
There's some
the
truth
Warriors
in
have been
that.
red hot. I'm loving what they're doing. Curry's been unbelievable in this stretch, and their defense has really picked up. DeAnthony Melton is looking like one of the best signings of the offseason. Pajemski's really carved out a role for himself. He's still struggling, but when he has some of the best plus minus numbers for them over the course of the last 10 games. And then yeah, like they Moses Moody has been solid for them all year and they're just chugging along.
I hope they find a way to flip Kuminga for a piece that can help them this year. That seems like the best case scenario for the Warriors is that they package Kuminga with Trace Jackson Davis, Buddy Heald, something, and
Hmm.
a couple picks and try to upgrade for this year.
And see, and that's another player that's fallen out their rotation, Buddy Heald, who was absolutely
Mhm.
amazing for them last year in that
In
Houston Rockets
playoff.
series. Yeah, I mean, I think he had 33 in game seven. Was it? Like,
Incredible.
you know what I mean? And
In
now he's like
Houston.
fully off the bench. Like he's not even in the
Mhm.
rotation. So
Teams may be interested in that contract because I believe he has some non-guaranteed money
mhm,
over the next couple years. So that could be a somewhat tradable contract, depending on
yeah.
what that package looks like.
Yeah. Yeah, I like what they're doing though. Steve Kerr, every time he talks about his status for next year, just seems like, oh, this is my final year. Like I don't want to talk about. I'm trying to live the moment. Kind of last dances or last dance
Yeah,
shit. So that's kind of interesting to
it's sad.
follow.
He
Yeah,
said it himself, fading dynasty.
yeah,
The light is kind of running out.
yeah. I they're just one of those teams. Like I know it was reported like last year, back in like December, they weren't interested in Jimmy, and then they ended up trading for Jimmy. So it's like I just will always think like they have 4 firsts to trade. I think they could get creative and
Never know what
really.
Dunleavy will pull off.
I think that yeah, I think they still a move away or two, and I think there's a high chance they make that move. So yeah,
I
all
agree.
right. So next, while we up here, we touched on them a little bit, but the Los Angeles Lakers, my team that I
Ooh,
root for, it's been definitely one of the strangest years, I must say. Their record is way better than what they actually are, and it's because they won 13 clutch games and only have lost one, and that's the Milwaukee Bucks.
That is
Um,
crazy.
they've been absolutely horrendous on defense. It's not even funny. They give up career highs to the most random people, and they've just totally like it's totally hit or miss. Like they'll lose to Charlotte and then they'll blow out Atlanta. They'll lose to um the Kings, then they'll blow out Toronto. And it's like, whoa, like there's just so much inconsistency. This schedule past week did not help at all. It was supposed to be an easier schedule, but with all the back to backs, older players, no Austin Reeves, no
Mhm.
eight in a couple of those games, they've really slipped their last 10 games. They're 5-5, but I'll tell you that sounds better than what's really been going on for sure. But Dallin, tell me what's your thoughts on the Lakers leading up to the deadline, Luca, LeBron, the whole 9 yards.
I feel like you can't be overly mad that they're losing games simply because I don't think the roster as currently constructed was built for Luca. Like
Right,
it's true that like when they were building most of this team, Rui Hachimura, Jared Vanderbilt, a couple of those pieces, they don't fit perfectly with a Luca style offense.
right.
And and on the fact that like Luca is a negative defender, always has been. Before they had Anthony Davis to kind of plug the holes if they had
Yeah.
some problems at the point of attack, but now they don't. Um, so I think the truth is the roster has to change. They
Mhm.
have to get younger.
Mhm.
They have to get better defensively. I mean, we mentioned this earlier. They need positional size, especially
Mhm.
at like the 3, 4. Like if you can
And
get,
even the 5 at this point.
yeah, yeah, you can get a defensive 3 and D guy, two-way player. Plus, they're currently 24th in the league in 3-point percentage. That's kind of been a like
Yeah.
underrated storyline. Like they struggle a little bit from three. So you got to find a way to improve the roster. Guys that I think about 3 and D, both of the Pelicans guys, Trey
Yeah.
Murphy, Herb Jones, those are like go-tos at this point.
Yeah.
But the price for Trey Murphy is probably too high than they can make. Herb Jones is a possibility if they
Yeah.
could get him in some sort of Rui Hachimura package.
Yeah.
One that I thought of a little under the radar is Tari Eason.
Mm.
Hasn't gotten a ton of minutes with the Rockets and
Yeah.
is kind of a younger, like tenacious defensive player
Yeah.
that could be a really good. Um, Even Quentin Grimes, who I believe
Mm.
is a free agent this upcoming summer,
Yeah.
if they could find a way to get in the running for Quentin Grimes, whether that's through sign and trade something
Yeah.
where they can get him, he could definitely be a
It
plus.
definitely
But
helped because they are I think they're 29th or 26th in bench scoring this year. Like they have no
mhm,
bench scoring at all. Sorry. Go
yeah,
ahead.
no, you're good.
Mm.
It's it's tough because they need the pieces that everybody else needs.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like the most valuable asset right now is 3 and D versatile
Yep.
defensive
The
guards
whole league
with
wants.
positional sides. So
Yeah.
it's tough, but I hope that they can find a couple. It might not be until the LeBron contract situation looks different
Yeah.
because right now, I mean, it's like we talked about earlier with Jaren Jackson. If you have a
Yeah.
$50 million player that is not cream of the crop, top 10 player in the league right now,
Yeah.
it's tough to construct the rest of your roster.
Yeah.
So that's one thing I would look at. I personally like Tari Eason a lot. I think he could be
Yeah.
good. Herb Jones, but the shooting's concerning.
Yeah. I mean, everything you talked about, I completely agree with you. I think when I look at it from like my perspective too, like being a diehard Lakers fan, it's like, okay, we know they have flaws, right? And this team, like when we got Luca, we thought, okay, we'll start taking steps forward into creating a roster around Luca. Adding 30-something-year-old Marcus Smart, who's not the defender he once was, and isn't the shooter,
Mhm.
that kind of sucks. Luca has begged the Mavericks for years to get rim protecting lob threats. Finally got them in Lively and Gafford. Absolutely transformed that entire team. And then you look at
Mhm.
DeAndre Ayton, he is just not a defensive rim protector. And so that's kind of where I start at. Like at the be like 2 months ago, I was leading, man, if this team could get an Andrew Wiggins, a Herb Jones, a Trey Murphy, to your point, it's like I think that would help this team tremendously. I'm kind of at the point where I think they need a three, they need a starting level four and a center now. Where 2 months ago
Mhm.
I thought maybe Aiton could be that guy. Aiton cannot be that guy long term. And I think
I feel like he's a good backup center. Like
he's a good
if
backup
he's your
center.
number 2 5, he's a solid option.
Right. And his numbers will say, I mean, he's outplaying his contract. I'm not saying like he's not
Mhm.
outplaying his 8 mil a year, but like for what the Lakers need, I'm at the point where I'm leading up to February 5th trade deadline. It's like, oh, and maybe instead of getting that 3 and D wing that every team wants, I start looking at the center position. Because if I could get that
Mhm.
now, then I could focus on the summer and use like the
Mhm.
deadline as pre-agency. Because if you look at the past 5-ish years, like the teams with cap space, which will be the Lakers this season or this summer, they'll have 56 million in cap space. It's like, oh, um, who's the big free agents they're gonna sign? Peyton Watson is a popular name right now. He's a restricted free agent, but you risk that Denver will just match it anyway. And then
And he's
if you
playing
have
awesome.
and he's playing absolutely unbelievable, right? So it's like, why would the Nuggets want to give up that? That's a whole nother situation where they have to figure out how to open up some money
Some
for him as
space.
well. And Cam Johnson might come available because Cam Johnson's never looked like this. I'll tell you
Yeah.
that much. But yeah, like to your point, I love the ideas of the Herb Jones, the Trey Murphys. Tari Eason is a name I haven't heard too much. I like that a lot. That's an athletic 3 and D wing. I like Ochai Abaji, like these little three
Okay.
and D wings on the margins that you might not have to give up a first. Maybe it's a second. Maybe it's just expiring. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Um, but I'm kind of leaning towards, hey, they might need a Nick Claxton. They might need a Daniel Gafford. They might need this rim protecting lob threat. I think that would help this team just as much as that 3 and D wing because there's just no rim protection at all right now. And to be quite honest with you, the Mark Williams trade looks really good right now. And it just sucks because like the process was good. I get the guy had a bunch of injuries, but it
Mhm.
just sucks. They don't have that rim protecting big that Luca needs.
And Mark Williams has been playing pretty solid on a
Yeah,
good Suns team.
yeah, yeah. I mean, he's been the anchor of their defense, and he's been. I mean, he has a couple 25 and 15 nights. Do you imagine what he would have had with and
With
it's
Luca throwing him
with
lobs.
Luca, and it's gotten so bad where the over the past week, JJ has benched Aiton and closed with Jackson Hayes. Like that's how bad it's gotten. And I know Aiton had the 10 for 10 game last night and played absolutely unbelievable, but I'm just thinking long term. Honestly, I think I'm at the point where this is just a gap year. And I think once I accept this is just a gap year and hey, we're a first round exit, that's okay. But I will say, I think it's dangerous to go into the summer with all this cap space when there's not been a lot of movement in free agency. And yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, I the roster needs to be retooled around Luca,
Hmm.
and that might be something that takes time.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the truth of the situation. Um, Hopefully, it happens sooner than later for Luca's sake, and also for the Lakers' sake, so Luca doesn't get upset about it.
Yeah. I know because as much as Luca extended, like next year he would only have one more year remaining. And like if he looks like, oh, I might not want to extend here if the roster's not good.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this though, Dallin. Like, as a Lakers fan, like it's been the Herb Jones, the Trey Murphy, trade. That's like been the main one. What's your thoughts on like where do you think like Herb Jones's contract and trade value is? Because it was reported by Kevin O'Connor, went super under the radar, but he said that Herb Jones and his camp have interest in joining the Los Angeles Lakers. And that really didn't get talked about. But I'm thinking, oh, Herb Jones only played one game in the past 15 that was against the Lakers, and he sat out every game since. So is there a little
Mhm.
positioning behind the scenes, you think, where he's kind of fed up with the Pelicans as well? Or like what would even his trade package be? Because it's been reported they want two first, but is he worth two first? Like, tell me what you thought.
I don't think I would give 2 firsts for Herb right now.
Right.
He's at a number that's, like, not unreasonable. He's making 14-ish for the next
I
couple
think it's a
years and then
bargain.
up
I
to
love it.
20. That's, like that's a high value contract if I'm the Lakers for
Yeah.
everything that I need,
Yeah.
essentially. But, for the Pelicans, like, are you getting what are you getting back in that deal? Are you getting young players? Are you getting Dalton Connect?
I think they for sure
Uh,
would get Connect. I think I think if I'm the Lakers though, it's like you give Dalton, you give up not Rui. I wouldn't give up Rui. Um, but maybe it's like what can you get for a Vanderbilt and a Gabe Vincent who's expiring? You know what I mean?
yeah.
Um, I one last thing to add to that, like I think maybe they could open up to a bigger deal, and maybe you can't get Trey Murphy, but I love Yves Misi, who's a rim protecting
Yeah.
center, a lob threat. I think would thrive. He's super young, but I think he would thrive under Luka Doncic. Like
I believe
I
that for
I
sure.
look at little guys like that where like, okay, if I'm gonna trade this first, I got to get more than just this guy, or maybe a Jordan Hawkins, because like Dalton Connect is a complete
Mhm.
zero. I don't know if it's from the trade last season, but he played well after that. I don't know what
Tough.
happened. He's just taking the fat seat back, and I just don't know where
And
to
he's
go
not
with it.
playing. It's kinda like the Kuminga deal
Yeah,
where we know he's talented,
worse.
we've seen it before, but, like, now what? Like, he's not
Right.
playing right now, what is his value? I
Yeah.
don't know how to, um, like, analyze that from the
Yeah.
outside in.
Yeah. So like, do
They
you
gotta be
agree?
creative.
Yeah. Do you think it's also been reported like they should take their first from this year's draft and try to trade it for three worse first? Do you think
Like
that's a
what the Suns kinda did?
Yeah, but I feel like that has to be like a precursor. Like they have to know that if they put these two or three first in, it gets them these players. Like you think,
Mhm.
and what would that look like as well?
If they were to do something like that, they would already have the deal that comes after that
Right.
negotiated and, like, stapled down. Like, if they knew that the Pelicans would be interested in doing a deal for Herb Jones for 2, like, seen as not as valuable seconds, then
Mm-hmm.
they would do that.
All right.
Um, but it's kind of like it's weird because it's like there's no point to like, it's an odd trade where you're going, like, almost sideways in value.
Right.
Depending
Exactly.
depending on how you value picks and how you project future teams, because 'cause I'm sure every team is, like, looking through the standings and trying to project where teams will be at in the future and how valuable they see their draft picks.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I don't know. I would definitely do it if I found myself in a place where the I had a deal, like, negotiated down, and I knew that I could do it and keep a pick, whether it's, the Thunder first round pick next year, which probably isn't valued super high for next year in the future.
Okay. Yeah. No, I agree. I just don't know. My biggest fear is my biggest fear is that they go into the summer. Well, they'll have three unprotected picks they could trade, and it's like they could see if the big fish in the sea, Giannis, becomes available. I
Mhm.
don't know um how viable that is, but like I just if they go into the summer, what's it gonna look like? You know what I mean? Like they have all these
Yeah,
firsts and this cap space. Like you have to do something with it, and that's where I get scared. Um,
I agree.
yeah, let's last thing. Ant Man and the Wolves. The Wolves have won 6 of the last 4. They've been rising. Ant Man had an absolute masterclass the other day,
And
had
lost.
55 and lost. Like super. I love this
And
team.
lost.
I think they've been to the Western Conference Finals the past 2 seasons. I think Gobert has taken a leap offensively. Nobody's talking about. Um, McDaniels looks absolutely amazing. I still think they're a point guard away, and I don't know what that deal looks like at all.
My take, it's clear that they need like ball handling.
Mhm.
My take with their point guard needs is I love what Ant has been able to do as the playmaker, like kind of
Mhm.
as an on-ball playmaker more
Yeah.
often.
Mhm.
And that's not getting talked about where if you were going to go acquire like I don't some of the point guards that we mentioned, like Darius Garland is
Mhm.
more of a on ball guy. The Ja Morant who's available, like he takes up so much of that. Like they talk about gravity, kind of like
Mhm.
he needs the ball in his hands in order to be efficient, and you're almost taking away from what has making Anthony Edwards take that next step.
Right.
So if I was shopping for a point guard for the Timberwolves, I'm looking more like next tier down, whether
Mhm.
that's Kobe White, Colin Sexton
Mm.
type area. Like I
I
think
love
Colin
Kobe White for
Sexton
them.
could be cheap.
Mhm.
Like if they need something for this season and they think they can like take a shot at the Spurs in a playoff series, that could give them a little bit of a punch. I like Kobe White too. The future contract with him is kind of like a question.
Yeah. They would have to
Um,
sign him.
yeah,
Yeah.
so I don't know, but I would be weary of taking the ball out of Anthony Edwards' hands
Yeah.
when that's like the bread and butter. Like
Yeah.
when he is shot creating, he's incredible.
Yeah.
One of the best players in the league for sure on any given night.
Yeah. I mean, one of my favorite trade targets before the season was Anthony Black, but he's killing it right now. I thought he would be like
Mhm.
more of a salary dump. I don't think there's a chance the Magic trade him now, but he
I
was one of my
agree.
favorites. Kobe White, I think is probably my favorite target right now, just from positional need and what they would have to give up. I will say I think
Mhm.
Dante DiVincenzo's I think damn near untouchable at this point. Like I think they need his shot making and his 3-point
Yeah.
paralysis. Like he's so awesome when they have those. Like the other last week when they played against the Spurs, they basically closed Nas, Randall, DiVincenzo, and go and bench Gobert, and it was like this spacey, like driving
Mhm.
kick, and it was awesome, and it really got Wemby moving, and I mean he still covered the space pretty good, but yeah,
If I was looking to move somebody salary wise, I would probably look at Nas and Randall. Like I
mm,
think they might be a little bit redundant. Like obviously it's working and Nas
yeah,
Reed is like God in Minnesota and everybody's got tattoos and
yeah,
towels and so like it's tough moving on from that. But when you look at like a $20 million salary for
hmm,
Nas Reed, that's somewhere where you could probably improve and get the ball handling that you need.
right,
And like it's no secret that in the playoffs, like great point guards win games for people.
right,
Great floor leaders and uh like honestly, coaches on the court, like a branch of the coaching staff, they help teams win series. So
yeah,
that may be something that they need if they want to take a shot at the juggernauts that are in front of them.
yeah,
It sucks being in the West,
yeah.
honestly. It's like
Yeah, it sucks. And then like they took that gamble on Rob Dillingham. He just hasn't panned out. Mike Conley's really old. It's just hard to ask that from him
mhm,
from night to night. And yeah, like you said, I still think this team is really good though. Like I think they could
mhm.
beat the Spurs in the 7 game series just because the Spurs don't have the experience yet. Like the Timberwolves are
It's true.
battle tested. I would pick them over the Rockets. Um, The
They
only
have
teams
good
I'm not picking them
continuity.
over there is Denver and OKC, and we saw on Christmas like it's a toss up with Denver. So
Hmm.
yeah,
It's
no,
true.
I'm excited about the Timberwolves. I hope they make a trade for that point guard, and yeah, I think they're on the rise for sure.
I'm excited to see what they do. I love Anthony Edwards. Like
Oh my god.
his charisma. I was actually talking about this the other day. If Nikola Jokic had Anthony Edwards' personality, we would
Oh
be talking about him
yeah,
so much more. Like
yeah.
he would be in the conversation for face of the league,
Hmm.
every block of Sports Center,
Which is
everything.
crazy. He's not already because he's been the best player and it hasn't really been close for at least 4 years. You know
I
what I mean?
agree.
So
He's the
it's
best
just
player in the world.
crazy. And it's crazy how good they're playing without him right now. That's a whole nother subject for another day. But they're balling without him,
It's
which
true.
I think with OKC struggles, they look a lot more human. It's like, oh,
Mhm.
the Nuggets can win this if they're fully healthy. And I love their roster, and they just got to get
I
healthy
agree.
though.
Cam Johnson's got to get it going.
He got to get on the floor.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. You got anything
No,
else?
I think that's it. Appreciate you, man.
No, that was a good pod. I like that. But yeah, guys, let us know in the comment section your thoughts on what the Lakers should do, what the Warriors should do with Kuminga. Ja Morant trades, like should that be a thing or should he stay in Memphis for another year? Let us know in the comments. Until next time, peace and God bless.